Hello everyone, my name is Shivani. I'm a Canadian licensed immigration consultant and I'm also the founder of Zeste Immigration Services Incorporation. We have proudly launched this initiative to offer free French language lessons to help on your Canadian immigration journey right here on this very YouTube channel. As you may know, French is becoming a key factor in Canadian immigration, and many programs now provide easier or faster pathways if you have strong French skills. Whether you're aiming for a Canadian work permit, direct permanent residency from within Canada or your home country to Canada, or looking to boost your CRS or PNP scores, French can open many doors. That's why we are committed to providing full French training from level A1 to C2, from beginner to advanced level, completely free of charge on this platform, on this very YouTube channel. We will be uploading videos regularly, so be sure to subscribe and stay tuned and watch each lesson to get most benefit from this opportunity. This entire series is our way of supporting you on your immigration path, and your support means the world to us in return. Thank you, and let's learn French together for a brighter future in Canada. Keep watching this video to continue with your French lesson. All the very best for this lesson and many more to come.
So lesson 12's lesson objectives are to learn how to master an affirmative sentence into a negative one. It's also how to master the basic structures of simple negation in French, and how to understand how negation affects partitive articles. So first of all, what is negation? So in French, we have certain expressions, certain tools that we use to express negation. So en français, on utilise différentes expressions négatives pour exprimer la négation. Ces expressions sont placées autour du verbe. Now, these tools often help you to identify the verb in a sentence. So for example, we have ne, then the verb, then le mot négatif, so pas. Okay, for example. Now, when you have a word that starts with a vowel, it does the same thing as D, as L. It leaves the letter with an apostrophe. So when you have a word that starts with a vowel, you're not going to use ne, you're going to use N apostrophe, which has the same effect. So there's different types of negation. So type number 1 is ne pas, which is the equivalent of not. So you're going to have ne on one side of the verb, pas on the other. So the affirmative sentence would be le chien est dans le jardin. The dog is in the garden. If we turned that into a negative sentence, we put N apostrophe before the verb and pas after the verb, we then get le chien n'est pas dans le jardin. The dog is not in the garden. The next type of negation is ne jamais, which means ne, which means never. So we have ne jamais, jamais means never. The affirmative of the sentence would be je bois du café le matin. I drink coffee in the morning. Now we put ne in front of the verb. We put jamais after the verb, and it becomes a negative sentence, which is je ne bois jamais de café le matin. I never drink coffee in the morning. The third one is ne plus, which means no longer or not anymore. Same sort of deal, ne in front of the verb, plus after the verb, and it becomes a negative sentence. So for example, we have Roger va au cinéma chaque samedi. Roger goes to the cinema every Saturday. The negative of that would be Roger ne va plus au cinéma chaque samedi, which means Roger no longer goes to the cinema every Saturday. Next, we have ne and rien, which means nothing or not anything. So Tiffany mange quelque chose. Tiffany eats something. Tiffany is an example of a name that doesn't transfer over from English to French. We just say it the same way. So Tiffany mange quelque chose. We put ne in front of the verb. We put rien at the end. And now it becomes Tiffany ne mange rien. Tiffany doesn't eat anything. The next one is ne personne. So nobody or not anyone. For example, il voit quelqu'un dans le parc. He sees someone at the park. If we insert ne and personne, it now becomes il ne voit personne dans le parc. He doesn't see anyone in the park. Next, we have ne and aucun or aucune. So not any or none. So the affirmative sentence is nous avons des idées. Once you add the N apostrophe with aucune, it becomes nous n'avons aucune idée. Then we saw a bit of this earlier, we have ne, which is ne, ni, which is neither or nor. For example, elle mange des pommes et des poires. She eats apples and pears. Now to transform that into a negative sentence, we're going to write elle ne mange ni pommes ni poires. So she doesn't eat either or. She eats neither apples nor pears. Okay? Now we're going to talk about la négation et les adjectifs partitifs. So negation and partitive articles. Quand on nie une phrase en français, so we make it negative, les articles partitifs, so du, de, la, de l'apostrophe, de, they become almost always des apostrophe or de. So we have il boit du jus. Il ne boit pas de jus. See how the du changed to de? Elle mange de la confiture. Elle ne mange pas de confiture. So de la turned into de. Nous avons de l'eau. Nous n'avons pas d'eau. Des apostrophes. Ils ont des stylos. Ils n'ont pas de stylos. So, du, de la, de l'apostrophe, and de become, for the most part, de and the apostrophe. Now we're going to look at negation with an infinitive verb. Donc, la négation avec un verbe à l'infinitif. On place ne pas avant le verbe à l'infinitif. Like, think when we're giving instructions and we're asking somebody not to do something. So we would be saying do not run. In French, we say ne pas courir. In English, we say do not touch. In French, we'll say ne pas toucher. In English, we say do not speak. In French, we say ne pas parler. Now we're going to look at stand-alone negative expressions. So des expressions négatives utilisées seules, which means they're not necessarily in a sentence for you to know the meaning. So pas maintenant means not now. Pas encore means not yet, or it can also mean not again, depending who you're talking to. Pas du tout means not at all. Plus jamais means never again. That's the formal, proper way of saying never again or not again. Pas ici, not here. In spoken French, we're dropping the ne. So, en français parlé, on entend souvent le ne supprimé. So, when you're speaking in French, often you'll hear somebody, instead of saying je n'ai pas compris or je ne comprends pas, you'll hear j'ai pas compris often. So that means I didn't understand. Or je sais pas means I don't know. Il veut pas venir. He doesn't want to come. So those are more familiar terms that you're going to hear. You're not necessarily going to hear them in a professional setting. It's definitely more when you're with friends and family, you're talking to somebody that's very familiar to you, that you would use these kinds of expressions to answer questions or to just make negative affirmations. Now we're going to practice transforming the sentence into a negative sentence, and I'm going to give you guys the indication on which one you should use. So for example, Patrick mange un croissant. I want you to use ne jamais to turn this sentence into une phrase négative. Patrick mange un croissant. Patrick ne mange jamais de croissant. Patrick never eats croissants or a croissant. Claire regarde la télé le soir. Ne plus. Claire regarde la télé le soir. We're going to see Claire ne regarde plus la télé le soir. Claire doesn't watch TV in the evening anymore. Number 3, nous avons des examens demain. If we use ne, aucun. Nous avons des examens demain. So it's going to be nous n'avons aucun examen demain. We have no exams tomorrow. So if you're saying il y a 10 enfants dans la classe and you're going to use ne pas, how would that sentence come out? Il y a 10 enfants dans la classe. You're right. Il n'y a pas 10 enfants dans la classe. There aren't 10 children in the class. Last sentence. Léa écoute du jazz et du rock. So we're going to use ne, ni. So Léa écoute du jazz et du rock. Ne, ni. Léa n'écoute ni jazz ni rock. Okay, so Leah listens to neither jazz nor rock.